Hey fellas, your commissioner here, coming at you for a little week 7.
Miss Commish here too for week 7
of NFL action. Got our bling bling, after the wedding last weekend and a little mini moon in Kansas City. Appreciate y'all's patience for bearing with us on this video. Mrs. Commish will not be in every video, of course.
We still have to discuss that in our prenups.
Well, you said you didn't want to do that. So, any rate, we are officially married according to the state of Arkansas. We turned our stuff in yesterday. Cleaned up a bunch of stuff, had a bunch of leftover food. But I wanted to thank y'all, everybody who came down again for the wedding. It's a beautiful, magical night. We were very happy and appreciative of y'all sharing and being a part of that special moment. And we thank even more the people in the league who actually gave us gifts, and the ones who didn't, we've got a list. So
he put that list together.
It's all up here, right? The commission never forgets, right? The commission never forgets. And, some of those people were even, bitching at me about the video and then the timeliness of it. And, oh, no, we're the power rankings. We're the power rankings. Oh, God, I want to cry. I can't eat dinner without the Son of State of the Union, I don't give a fuck. All right? I don't care. Commission's here. All right? I'm still doing my duty. You're still getting the video. It's going to be a damn good video. I'm not going to just sleepwalk my way through this, okay? And even though I've got no idea, really, there were trades I don't know about. There were injuries I have no idea about. And, hey, maybe it's for the better, right? Maybe it's for the better. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the Hogs obviously lost, right? Gave us hope yet again. Driving down late in the game, 24-21, down a touchdown, and KJ fails to deliver yet again for the umpteenth time this season. Rocket Sanders has probably played his last game in a Razorback uniform. He'll probably transfer to Texas or Miami or something next year and win the Heisman. So it is what it is, whatever. 17 years in a row, lost to Bama. Sam Pittman's 5-13 in one-score games. Same old Hogs, baby. Am I right? So, anyway, let's go ahead here, get into a recap of last week's games. We'll start off with the Flaming Hot Cheetos game of the week between, was it Razorback Revival and Suave Lave? Does that sound right? Does that sound right, dear? You didn't even watch the video, so.
Thanks, Duncan, for eating the rest of my other Flamin' Hots. Luckily, I keep 2 on deck.
Yeah, I did tell him in all fairness that he could eat it.
Greg, can he stay hot? Projected to win 126.
That's not it.
I mean, Hollywood's been consistent, sure.
Last week was sponsored by me, so I bought the Cheetos.
The throw all over yourself this week. So, very slight edge with Duncan. Very, very slight.
Was it Duncan? Duncan was in the game of the week?
Maybe that's why you ate my Cheetos.
Duncan and Ford? That doesn't sound right. Maybe it was. Is it?
Like Mason there as well.
Waller, I guess, is talent, right?
Yeah, I guess it was. I'll be damned. Anyway, yeah, Kickers Lives Matter, Father Figures. Pretty dog shit matchup, as Savoy, I believe, accurately predicted. Sorry, you were trying to get your Flamin' Hots in there. I was in my own little world. So, yeah, I mean, huge win for Duncan. This is huge. I mean, for one of these guys to get to 3-3, the loser was going to fall to 2-4. Unfortunately for Ford now, he's on a 2-game losing streak. Very easily could be 3 because he has scored his last 3 games, 90 points, 108 points, 96 points. He's very, very fortunate to come out with 1 win in that stretch. And it wasn't the time he scored over 100 points. Fancy that. So, not good. Not looking good for old Josh here these last few weeks. Doesn't have a quarterback. He's just lost. Mr. Krabs meme, head spinning around at the quarterback position for Josh. Hollywood came back down to reality. Josh Reynolds, you're not going to have a good time playing him. Joe Mixon's looked pretty pedestrian. Walker's looked good. Bijan's his usage rate is obviously very frustrating. But it's tough. It's tough out there in these streets, right? So, and for Duncan, good for Duncan. Not a great game. Didn't deserve to win. Really, in my opinion, but a win is a win. Duncan just finds a way, right? He's never really. He told me I shit on his team all the time, right? I disagree with that. I like to see. I give him props, right? But his team's just not really. You're right. I mean, he was the number one seed several years ago, and since then he's just been kind of a guy, right? And he's found ways to win games and make it in the playoffs, right? Just something. He's just got that it factor, right? He's got those intangibles that make some of the difference whenever your team's maybe not that good on paper, right? So, one man's trash is another man's treasure. He picks up Dak Prescott, has his probably his best game of the season so far, 28 points. Yeah, easily. Yeah, best game of the season. Eckler was a little underwhelming in his return. Pacheco's still good. Lockett solid. Christian Kirk's been great since week 1. Sutton got a touchdown, which was huge. But the double stack tight end, not very good there. Combined for only about 4 points. Kittle's I think there's some stat I saw of like after every Kittle breakout game or after every game that Kittle scores a touchdown, he follows it up with a dud, just like this, pretty much almost every time. So. That's shitty, but whatever, it is what it is. Next here we got Can You Feel the Love versus Doesn't Contribute. Rip, hey, don't look now. Rip's on a heater, right? He's heating up. Won 2 in a row to get back to 2-4. Craig loses to get to 500 yet again. 3-3. Probably where most of the league will be throughout the vast majority of the whole season. But, ugly win for Rip, but a win's a win. I mean, Rip plays a lot of other teams this week. He doesn't come away with a win. Of course, it sucked for Craig. He lost Fields early in the game. That obviously makes the difference there, right? I mean, if Fields did he lose Fields early in the game? Truthfully, I have no idea. I didn't really watch the games. But I'd like to think that he did get hurt early in the game, and if he finishes and plays that whole game, I think he wins easily. So tough luck there. Of course, Kyron got hurt as well after putting up another monster game. It just makes no sense to me why that couldn't have been Cam Akers. This was supposed to be Cam Akers, right? He was supposed to be this guy. And they just, he clearly did something to upset Sean McVay. I don't know what it was. Call his wife ugly because she kind of is, or what, but it's not great. It's not great, for him. But now he's hurt, whatever. He's out. I think it's out to like week 11, which is crazy. It's like 4 weeks. DK banged up again. What's new, right? Ayuk looks like he's going to be unlocked with no Debo, no McCaffrey. Zay continues to be Mr. Consistent. Jacoby Myers continues to be extremely frustrating. I look at Craig's team. I don't understand how he only scored 100 points. Like, his team is honestly pretty damn good. I mean, I certainly don't give him enough respect. But I mean, these guys are good players. I think they are good players. Craig. I mean, Ramondre, Jacoby's been good. Zay's good. Ayuk's good. Metcalf's good. Kyron Williams has been good. He's hurt now. Jacobs is good. I mean, he doesn't really have a solid, reliable tight end, but I mean, you got Rasheed on the bench is good. Gibson's always dangerous. Dotson's got upside. Reed's got upside. I mean, Purdy's been good until last week. So, I think brighter days are ahead for Craig and Rip. He like I said, he gets lucky. Breece Hall had a good game. Hurts had a good game. Godwin's been coming on. Curtis Samuel, 2 touchdowns the last 2 weeks. He doesn't really have a choice but to start him, and he's paying off. Kareem Hunt finally had his best game of the season so far. Wow, how long have you been storing? Oh, I guess he's been hurt for a while. How about that? I didn't realize Eli Mitchell's been hurt. So,
I thought you was about to say something to me.
huh? No.
You were about to say I was storing something on your laptop. I'm like, what?
Ooh. What am I not supposed to find? But Debo's hurt again, right? Unfortunate. That's tough for him to overcome. But whatever. Rip's fine. He's not going to go. He'll be surprised if he finishes over 500. But hey, it's good to get a couple wins strong together here. Hasn't really. This week's not really a good point total. Last week he did. I mean, he put up 120 last week. Certainly deserving of a win. This week, I don't know, not so much. But anyways, he put up 127 earlier in the season, didn't get a win. So, water always finds its level, right? Next here we got Swamp Donkeys, the Cataclysmic Catches. Pretty good, pretty good matchup here. Huge game, right? Both of these guys. Wilson's trying to establish himself at 4-2. Blaine's trying to stave off going 2-4. Could you give me a tissue whenever you get a chance? Both of these guys are 3-3 now. Blaine wins 128-115. Really, carried by Kamara on. Oh wait, I'm getting my days mixed up, right? I mean, Kamara did have a respectable showing, 17 points. Chuba, great acquisition. Looks like he might be stealing Miles Sanders' job potentially. A.J. Brown dominated. Ahmad-Ra St. Brown at his return, just a beast. Right, Evan Ingram's been solid as well. I'm really. There's a trade. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember I had to push a trade through on Sunday before we got on the road, before games started. Oops, that's right. I was going to say, there's no way you just cut him, right? Like, thank you. What a good wife, right? Give it up for Erica.
Oh, my God. Don't be doing that. That's not all it takes to be a good wife.
Just one aspect of many of why I love you, right?
Boy. Stop testing me.
I'm being honest. What? You don't want me to show you love? So let's see. So yeah, whatever. Blaine, good job. Your bench stinks. You know that. One injury away from being irrelevant to one of those big four wide receivers there. Puka's kind of come back down to reality. Mike Evans, we'll see.
I'm preserving my flowers, y'all.
They
will see it.
How pretty.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
Here, let's get this on camera, too.
Okay. Oh, whoa.
I'm just going to move the camera. Preserving my flowers. We will see how they turn out. I'm doing 2 different methods. John should have told you this at the beginning, but...
Must have slipped my mind.
It's not fantasy.
That's right. Hey, we started out talking about the wedding, not fantasy, right? So, anyways, Wilson, tough loss for him. I mean, obviously, Kupp continues. I mean, the 2 games that he's had him, right? He's been back 19 points, 28 points. Pretty damn good, right? He's a pretty damn good player. And Thielen, I mean, golly, I don't know how much longer he can keep this up, but. You look at the rest of the team, right? Not a lot of confidence, especially if Thielen comes back down to reality. He's really only got Mahomes and Kupp. Laporta was a little bit shaky this week. No Khalil, no James Conner. Doesn't play Kendrick Bourne. He plays Kendrick Bourne. He wins this game, unfortunately. He gets cute, plays D. McCardo, and does not do shit. So that guy. So anyways, next here we got Suave Olave 136 over Razorback Revival 110. Nick falls to 2-4. Savoy gets back on track. Huge win for him. Gets to 5-1. Mostert just looks like the second coming of I don't know, Marshall Faulk or Eric Dickerson. Some great running back from back in the day. 3 touchdowns. He's had multiple games now with 3 touchdowns, at least 3 touchdowns. Crazy. It's just crazy. That offense is insane. 34 points. Herbert had a good game. Diggs, 10 for 100 money. Olave, good game. Nico, bounce back game. Mark Andrews, solid. Palmer, solid. McLaurin, benched him, good. Good game out of him too. And, so very, very encouraging for Savoy to bounce back like that. I mean, he's number one in the power rankings for a reason. His wide receivers clearly prove that they've got some gumption. He just needs to figure out that second running back spot. If he can get Aaron Jones back healthy from the bye, gonna be tough to beat. And for Nick, solid game, right? He's bitching and moaning, saying, "Oh, everybody always scores so many points against me," whatever, right? I don't know what to tell you. That's the game, right? That's the game. Score more points. Score more points than them, right? I can make the same complaint. All right, we'll get to my game next. But we'll get to that when we get to it, right? So, he loses David Montgomery. That was really his workhorse. Bound to happen from the disrespect he was showing David Montgomery by putting him in the flex whenever David Montgomery single-handedly got him his 2 wins that he has on the season. And, Karma's a bitch, right? So, Karma got his ass. Montgomery's out again, right? Out injured. His only saving grace is that Etienne scores no less than 2 touchdowns every week, pretty much as a lock, right? But Waddle had a good game. Garrett Wilson's solid. I mean, Zach Wilson somehow looks like a competent quarterback, and I hate that, really. But nothing at the tight end. Nothing in the tight. He doesn't play Pitts. Another touchdown, right? Whenever he finally decides to mess around to play Pitts, he's gonna, probably give a gooser. But, A-Rich on the IR, out for the year. Just go ahead and cut him if you haven't already. There's no need to keep him. He's done. And I think it's so funny, too, that Nick was really trying to price gouge me for Samaje Perine, and now he's cut him. So that's very interesting to me. It shows a lot about Nick's character, a lot about his true colors. And, I'm certainly happy to see Nick lose. I'm certainly happy to see him get embarrassed by Savoy, to be quite honest with you. So, I hope there's more of that ahead in his future, to be quite frank. Penultimate matchup here, we got the Dirty Birds versus Horse Ass. Plunk, highest scoring week this week, 136 to 116. I checked the scores as we were getting on the road early in the morning slate. I was projected to win 143 to 118. I thought, sick. This is great. I was watching, listening to a little bit of the games on Red Zone on the drive, and then Drake London was just getting catch after catch after catch, and Zach Moss was getting touchdowns, and Pittman was getting catches, and Jonnu was getting touchdowns, and I was just like, fuck this, I'm turning it off. And sure enough, the pendulum swung around. Plunk was the one who almost got 143. I was the one who almost got 118. And, it's not fun. It's not fun. I would have beaten all but 3 teams. I would have beaten all but 3 teams this week. And, like I said about that list a little bit earlier, right? I guess technically I did get a gift from Connor. He beat me on my wedding and many honeymoon weekends. So really appreciative of that. He gets to 4-2, drops me to 3-3. I really just need Devontae to pull his head out of his ass, right? He's been abysmal. He's been abysmal ever since I traded for him. He's stunk. He doesn't get the ball. And now he's bitching about it the last 2 weeks, really heavily this week. Fingers crossed. A lot of other really good wide receivers have done that so far this season, and the preceding week the following week, they have gotten force-fed the ball. But unfortunately, Jimmy G's gone, which might help. But I really think it's going to take Jacoby getting, concussed again, or breaking an ankle or an arm or a leg or a body part for Devontae to shine. Because clearly teams are just doubling Devontae, and they said, Jacoby, go ahead and beat us. Okay? Because most of the time the Raiders don't win. Anyway, with that strategy. So, Hawkinson, solid, unsexy. JT looks like he's maybe going to get back going. Really need that. Wandell looks like he's coming on. Tyreek, another monster game, right? Madison's just at mid, right? Javonte Williams stinks, and Tua, a great game. I mean, it was a good week, right? It was a good week. Plunk was just a little bit better. Just kind of like how when we played the first time, right? He had multiple guys have their best games of the season. Pittman had his second best game of the year, right? Drake London had his best game of the season. Jonnu had his second best game of the season, and he wanted Logan Thomas. Logan Thomas gets 1.2 points, right? And he ends up with Jonnu as his backup plan and gets 13 points, right? I still would have lost, but it would have been by 10 instead of by 20. Let's see. Keenan, another great game, right? He got that out of the way, ripped that Band-Aid off real quick. Jamar, solid. Zach Moss continues to be a thorn in my side. I really wish he would just go away and not come back. I just don't understand. I just don't understand why that can't be JT. I don't get it. Lamar, James Cook, pedestrian games, but you look at his bench too. It's pretty bullshit. I mean, it's garbage. There's nobody that's good down there that's healthy. So whatever. And then our piss all over themselves, throw up all over themselves, sleep apnea, snoring loud enough to wake God. Team of the week, the Micro McConkiners, 65 points. I believe this is JD's maybe second or third time, I believe, being the lowest scoring team on the week. Let me see. Yeah, he scored 50 points week 1, 74 week 4, 65 week 6. Was he the lowest in week 4? Let's just take a peek. No, he wasn't. That was me. He was close. Second, right? Second to last. So only the second time he's been the dog shit team of the week. Good for Shade, whatever. 112 to 65. I wish I could play somebody who doesn't score any points. But JD falls to 2-4. Shade's 4-2 now. You look up and down JD's roster, right? I mean, Dameon Pierce has his worst game of the season. Rachaad White, worst game of the season. These are two guys you don't want as your RB1 and RB2. You don't want to have to start these guys. Not this season. The Rachaad White, not ever, right? But Dameon Pierce is not his rookie year, right? They got a competent quarterback now. They're able to air the ball out. Got good receivers. They don't need them, right? They don't need them. Kirk Cousins is poo-poo garbage. Finally, you just got to stop being cute. You just got to play Burrow. Of course, you can't play Burrow this week. He's on bye, but once he gets back from bye, you got to stop being cute. He's not been great, but he's starting to come on. He's starting to figure things out. And, he's got tough matchups coming up. I mean, San Fran, Buffalo, Houston, but you got to stop being cute. He does have, Njoku stinks. Gabe Davis finally flew too close to the sun, came back down to earth.
Wait, Njoku?
He has Njoku. He's not that good.
Last year?
He was okay. He has good games. He's a good player sometimes. He's just not consistent, right, as most tight ends are. CD is really the lone bright spot on his team. He's the only player on JD's team that really gives a damn. And then, you look at D-Shade's team. Tyler Boyd's been a solid, solid acquisition. 17 points from him. Kelsey, ho-hum, 21-point game, right? 9 for 124. Michael Thomas, goods, 10 points. Addison caught a tutty. Ridley's kind of a little wavering a little bit there, right? But Pollard bounced back. McCaffrey, hasn't practiced this week. Going into Monday night game, that's a little scary. Does he have any other? I don't think he does. Yeesh. Yeah, that's a little dicey right there, buddy. He spent 20-something odd fab on Logan Thomas and didn't even play him. 21 fab on Logan Thomas, didn't even play him, which was the right move. I mean, because if you would have put him in for Tyler Boyd, I mean, he's not going to lose, right? But it would have significantly hurt his point total. So, yeah, whatever. Good for him. Good for him. So, all right. So, yeah, like I said, we had a trade, right, between the Swamp Donkeys and the Cataclysmic Catches. Two third-string running backs for a starting tight end. Tight end 1. Tight end number 6 on the season. Not really sure I understand that trade. I think that Blaine maybe took advantage of Wilson a little bit, really needing some running backs. Because, what has DeMarcado done in his NFL career? Nothing, right? What has Dante Foreman done? Next to nothing, right? So, these are a couple week rentals for Blaine to get a position of need. Blaine wins that one hands down, right? Wilson won one trade against me. He was bound to lose one, right? So, okay, thanks, lovely.
Just can't get over it. Just can't let it go.
Yeah.
Just can't let it go.
Erica's just caught up in the magic still. How magical of a weekend it was, and beautiful, and
can't believe it's already freaking been a week.
It's already been a week almost.
That's freaking insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Went by too fast.
Really did.
We didn't even get to see everybody for that very much long either, right? Because some people didn't get there until the damn ceremony. So
that is freaking true.
Their loss, right? No, I'm talking about. Hey, at least some of those people gave gifts, right? So.
John won't let it go.
So, anyways, acquisitions this week, right? Gerald Everett. Ford finally dropped Aaron Rodgers. Ford got Jared Goff for $9. Zach Evans, obviously the big acquisition with Kyron Williams' injury. He's not going to be that guy, Nick. I can promise you that. 22 fab. Savoy picked up Craig Reynolds for $4. Good pickup. Swamp Donkeys. Blaine wasted $1 on Joshua Kelly. He's not that guy. Sneaky pickup for Plunk, maybe $6. Jordan Mason. He's always after those little sneaky snake guys. Nick took a chance on Jordan Love for 2 fab. You're gonna love that. Idiot, Nick, idiot. Plunk picked up Michael Meyer for 7 fab. Wilson picked up Shaheed for 13. I got Sam Howell for 2. Looking ahead for the buys. Picked up Pratt Frymuth again, looking ahead for the buys, 4 fab. He's already hurt again, probably going to be cut. Baker Mayfield for 1 to Duncan. Another sneaky snake guy, Darrell Henderson, 1 fab to Blaine. Could be the starter. Henderson's Blaine's guy, right? Got to get your guy. And then Craig picked up Royce Freeman today. So who knows how that running back room in Los Angeles is going to shake out. Tell you what. Bet they wish they still had Cam Akers on their roster. So, and then Ronnie Rivers, I think, is he healthy? I don't even know. He must be hanging around there somewhere. So, anyway, let's go ahead here, get into our preview of this week's matchups here. We'll start off with what's going to be the game of the week first. Let me figure that out. Golly, Blaine's point total is just absurd.
This is week in Willow, right?
I have no idea. Hey, Loki, no. So, Birdie's down here in case you guys want to see him. I don't want to disturb him.
He's playing dead.
There he is. Oops. Whoop, whoop.
Here, I'll make him move so he looks like
No,
he's
stop.
alive.
Don't make him move. There he is. So, got a bunch of shaky cam. Feel like we're in Cloverfield. Oh, see, it's okay, Brody.
He looked like he was dead. He needed to be woken up.
He's fine. He's resting. He had a hard week, all right? He doesn't like being away from the house, okay? Okay, so what's going to be the game of the week? I guess we'll do that. Why not?
Wedding cake?
Huh? The game of the week. Yeah, I don't know what the sponsor's going to be. I guess it could be maybe. I don't know if those are even good anymore, the Buntinis.
I Not the Buntini, it's the wedding cake.
Yeah, I know, but I want the box, right? I don't want to just pull out something random with no facts on there. So that's fine. Think about it. Just think about it. They'll start off here. Doesn't contribute versus Horse Ass. Huge game, right? Huge game to both of these teams trying to get above 500. I'm projected to win 127 to 110. Extremely scared of Craig. I think Craig's team is extremely underrated at 110, to be quite honest. And he's making some big moves here. I mean, he's throwing in Rashee Rice. He's throwing in. Well, I guess that's really the only big move there. Rashee over Jakobi Meyers. Very interesting there. I guess he's anticipating the squeaky wheel game out of Devontae. But, of course, he's going to have Purdy and Ayuk tearing it up against that shitty Minnesota defense on Monday night. So that's fun. I'm pretty sure every single week this season I've had somebody playing on Monday night against me. So I'm about ready for that 10. I also took a sneak peek at the buys and how they fall. And I don't play a single player with, or single owner with a significant player on buy whenever I play them. So that's really fun. That's really fun to experience. I love that for myself. That being said, I need a win. I need a win really bad. I need Devontae to show up. I need Tyreek to show up. I got a couple Monday night guys on my own, so it's going to be interesting coming down the stretch. I mean, I got 2 guys on Sunday night, 2 guys on Monday night. So it's going to be don't really even need to give a fuck about the Sunday afternoon, to be honest. I can just go do whatever. We played pickleball for the first time in Kansas City. That's pretty fun. I think we're pretty good. Erica's really good. She's beat my ass pretty much every time we play. But we play one-on-one, and it's really not that hard of a game. It doesn't really take much skill or effort to pick up and be fairly decent at, I think. So, but I don't know. Who knows? We're just playing against us, but I certainly think I could hold my own against people who play all the time. I mean, it's definitely way easier to pick up than tennis. I'll tell you that. I'll school everybody in tennis and shit. Probably give me a couple more weeks and I'll probably be schooling people in pickleball too. So, because doubles, it's only got to be infinitely easier. Like, I don't even know how you don't score in doubles. The game should just go on forever. I mean, like, how do you miss if you've got 2 people covering that tiny ass court? Like, whatever. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'll go with myself in that one. I don't feel good about it though. I think Craig easily covers the 17. I might even bet that myself, to be honest. Because, I figured the gambling rules that I made up, they're just kind of whatever. Just do whatever you want. I need to get something going. I talked about it last week. I need to do something, right? Next here, we got Shade Dynasty versus Kickers Lives Matter. Duncan is currently projected to win 118 to 106. McCaffrey, I think, is projected for 0 points. No, he is projected for 23. Deshae did have... Do we only play 8 players? We do. Had 2 players go on Thursday night, Calvin Ridley, Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas got a touchdown late in the game, kind of saved his day. Otherwise, he was looking pretty bad. Ridley did nothing, 1 catch, 5 yards. Might not have McCaffrey on Monday. No Pollard this week. No Tyler Boyd this week. No DJ Chark this week. Mike Williams is dead. Got to throw in Logan Thomas. I guess that's why he spent all that money on Logan Thomas to play him. Watson, Deshaun might be back this week. If not, he's Dak Prescott's on bye. He's got Baker. He might throw in. But I got to feel pretty good about Duncan's chances this week. I think he finds a way to... Jesus Christ. Are you bitching at me again about the State of the Union? I'm filming it right fucking now. All right, Savoy, get off my ass. All right? And I'm going to call people out by name. Okay, I'm very close to doing that. Okay? So I get it. You want it. You have nothing else going on in your life that you need the State of the Union. I understand. Okay? I'm getting it to you. So... Well, listen, he does stuff all the time. I mean, I don't know how he always has time for, it's crazy to me. He's always traveling and doing things and, just chill out, guy, right? I worked all day, okay? I had to go pick up cat food and flower boxes for my wife so I can be a good husband, okay? You know, so I had to take a shit, all right? These things take time, okay? These things take time. All right, so, well, I wonder who I'm going to pick whenever I preview your matchup, buddy. You're going to make me pick a guy I never want to pick, all right? After the number one guy I don't want to pick. So, you know, whatever. Duncan's going to win. Sucks to suck, Deshae. Just a bad week for him. Got to chalk that up to that. He'll still be 4-3. He'll still be fine. Next here, Suave Olave, Dirty Birds of War. Plunk's going to win this one in the landslide. Doesn't have Jamar Chase, doesn't matter. Doesn't have Zay Jones, doesn't matter. Doesn't have Devon A-Chain, doesn't matter. Plunk in a route. Next here, Father Figures and the McCockners. Ford, not even close. JD score over 100 points, then come talk to me. Let's see what else. Swamp Donkeys and Racerback Revival. And they are a charging, folks. They are a charging. It's crazy to think that Blaine is only 3-3 with the team that he has. Projected to win 146-115 currently. After monster game from Kamara, almost a 30-point game. He had like 20 catches on last night, on Thursday night. You know, Evan Ingram, solid, 9.5 points. Gotta love that. And I mean, Nick got 22 points at ETN, almost 23, 2 touchdowns. You can't ask for much more than that. And he's still projected to lose by, 30 points? I mean, are you kidding me? Golly, guy, that's tough. I mean, no Derrick Henry, obviously, for Nick. No Garrett Wilson. But, you know, he didn't start T-Law and started Jordan Love instead. You know, I guess Denver, they're playing Denver, right? So we're going to go Blaine in that one. All right, then that brings us to our game of the week. Excuse me, Broders. I guess I'll do this. I've never done this. Okay. I've never even had one of these before.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh.
I'm deadly serious.
I hope you like them.
Serious as a heart attack, as they say. Which I'm going to have if Savoy doesn't get off my ass about this league. You want to do a State of the Union? Do it. Do it yourself. You know, I told the council, hey, you guys can do a State of the Union. What do you guys think about that? You guys each do one State of the Union this whole season. And they said, oh, yeah, sure, it sounds like a good idea. How many have reached out? How many have stepped up to the plate to do that? Zero. Okay? Which is fine. They don't have to do that. I'm not judging them for doing that. I'm just saying, right? It's easy to talk about doing this. It's hard to sit down here for 35 to 50 minutes and put your heart and soul out there for the whole world to see, okay? So anyway, the game of the week. Salt and vinegar Lay's salt and vinegar flavored chips, game of the week. The chips are enlarged to show texture. They're not actually this big. You know, if they were, maybe they would actually slow down the eating of, you know, Connor and Ford and our Chunky Monkeys, honorary Chunky Monkey D-Shade even. Shout out. Yummy, crispy, salty, tangy. How about that? What more could you want from a chip than those 4 words right there, right? Tangy, salty, crispy, yummy. What a slogan. Great marketing by Lay's, of course. Frito-Lay, they've been doing it for a long time. They know what they're doing. You know, total sugars, less than a gram, pretty good. A little bit of fat, of course. Cholesterol, sodium, right? Salt, chips, potatoes, you get it. So anyway, the Lay's salt and vinegar flavored potato chips, the official salt and vinegar chip of the Bring That Wood Fantasy Football League. This is another first for me. I've never had one of these before. So I'm curious to see how it tastes. Cheers. It smells like vinegar. It smells like piss. So I can only imagine this is going to taste great. It's weird because it tastes like a regular Lay's potato chip, which I like. I really like. But then you get the vinegar flavor and it just kind of pisses all over the good tasting flavor of a regular Lay's potato chip. So, not great. But anyway, that's the Cataclysmic Catchers and Can You Feel Love. Kind of like this team that I'm about to talk about, right? Not great, right? So Wilson is projected to lose, actually, 111-117. It'd be quite the feat for Rip to. I mean, like I said, Duncan went 0-4 last year. I keep saying it every damn week, and yet he found a way to make the playoffs, and he did that by going on a long win streak after starting 0-4. Rip's got 2 wins now, and if he wins and wins 2 more in a row and gets back to 500 somehow, that 0-4 starts washed clean. All right, because there's going to be plenty of teams that are 4-4 or worse come here in a couple weeks, right? So, battle of the quarterback, really good one, really good matchup. Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, almost too good to call. 2 mediocre defenses that they're playing against. I have a tough time picking that one. I'm going to have to push. Erica, do you think who do you think between Mahomes and Hurts? Hurts, not even a question.
We had a bad game on our wedding week, but that's because he found out we were getting married.
Yeah, and he was upset, and he actually still had 23 points. So
Hurts was upset that John and I got married last week. That's why he threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
But he's going to be back. His feelings will be forgiven.
Yeah, now he's got to ball out to try to, steal you away.
Yeah, he's going to have to bust his ass off to win me back. But
Yeah.
he's going to beat Mahomes.
Yeah, there we go. They're not playing each other in real life. Just for clarity.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm rooting for Jalen.
Okay. They're playing the Dolphins, though. You like Tua, too.
I like
the battle of the
Hurts.
Alabama
I
quarterbacks.
like Hurts better. You know this.
Yeah.
Hurts is not
And then running backs.
Hurts feelings.
Running backs, you got DeAndre Swift, Dante Foreman versus Saquon Barkley and A.J. Dillon. Puke in my mouth. I hate all 3 of these running backs. Saquon. We'll go with Rip in that one. Battle of the wide receiver. You got Cooper Kupp, Rondale Moore, and Rashid Shaheed versus Chris Godwin, Devontae Smith, and Curtis Samuel. Of course, Shaheed went yesterday night, scored 7.2 points. Not bad, he almost had a touchdown, almost a sick touchdown. I didn't watch a lick of the game, but I saw a little bit of it on Twitter. Kupp's just the way he's playing. I mean, Steelers stink at everything right now, so we'll have to give the edge to. Oh God, no, I can't. The sum is greater than the whole of the parts, or whatever the phrase is. That sum of the parts is greater than the whole. I think that's it, right? So, we'll have to go with Rip in that one. I mean, Godwin, Devontae, and Curtis Samuel is just, I think it's going to be too much to over. I mean, you're not going to get anything out of Rondale. I mean, Cooper can only do so much, right? Battle of the tight end, you got Laporta versus Dallas Goedert. Goddard had a little bit of a resurgence, a little bit. Laporta's looking like he's maybe he's coming down a little bit. It's 11 targets, though. I mean, that's insane. Baltimore is very good against the tight end, so I think this one's going to be a close one. But I'll have to go with my guy Sammy on that one. And then battle of the flex, you got Debo, who may or may not play, and if he doesn't play, he has nobody else on Monday night that he could swap in, so he's going to have to make that call Sunday. To put in the likes of either, I guess he's got Eli Mitchell he could throw in there. He could throw in Eli Mitchell, so he does have some insurance there. Of course, that would require him cutting somebody else to be able to activate Eli Mitchell. You cut Latavius Murray, you don't think twice about it. But, versus Kendrick Bourne. Oh, my God, it's Kendrick Bourne. We're going to go with him. All right, so overall, it's going to be tight. He needs Wilson needs Rondale to ball out, Dante Foreman to ball out. Ultimately, though, I think we're going to have to go with Rip in that one. I think Rip finds a way and drops Wilson to 3-4, and Rip gets himself on a 3-game win streak. So he's showing me something. I'm picking him. So here we go. Anyway, Hogs are playing Mississippi State this weekend, I think. So if we don't win that game, I'm not going to talk about them the rest of the season on the videos. I won't. I just can't do it. I can't. If we can't beat Mississippi State at home, then we just don't deserve to have a football program anymore. We don't.
You got that back in right.
So, anyways, that's all I got this week, fellas. Full-length video, full of energy, full of action, full of call-outs. Your commission's here. He's not going anywhere. Just because I got this thing on, I'm still married to Erica number 1. And I've got a common law marriage with the 11 of you guys, number 2.
No.
So, So that being said,
You have a partnership, not a
partnership. Yes, we're partners. All right. Love you guys. Y'all stay safe out there. Good luck this week. And as always, whoop egg.